good kitty. You probably remember my last tale of Mowgli's palace and all the weird, disturbing shit that I had to witness. You know that I pretty much lost all the photos I had of that. Well, apparently Disney knows and hasn't forgotten about it. Because I can tell you, at first I just chalked it up to paranoia, but I felt like I was being followed. It started when I came home one day and found something that was not there before. Jesus Christ, somebody's breaking in. It got worse. I was watched by different people, even having to hide in alleys, and I kept seeing those son of a bitch messages and chalk and Mickey Mouse outlines everywhere. After my research, I know the only good thing about this is that I'm not the only one who's seen something that I shouldn't have. This is my story of my people who I have interviewed.
I heard your stories. I was a cast member at the Haunted Mansion, and I have some weird stories for you.
You see, a lot of dumb kids will stay on the ride to see what lies beyond the threshold. One such kid never came out the other end. We searched high and low for him, but to no avail. He eventually staggered out looking terrified. He was all right, but mentioned people in gas masks and some sort of voice speaking to him.
Yeah, for the happiest place on Earth, this place sure has a lot of dark secrets.
So that was weird enough, but it still pressed me on to talk to other cast members. And I found some other dark secrets when talking to a woman who would play as Snow White in the parks.
I'll tell you something that I have unfortunately experienced before. You know what happens when a custom employee drops dead in a suit? Like 1 second, he's taking a photo with little Jimmy, and then the next, we had a fatal heat stroke. A second costume mascot has to come sit with the corpse on the curbside and wait for a designed dry cleaner to come cart him out. As this happens, patrons can come and still take pictures with them, not knowing that they're sitting with a dead body for photo ops. Feel free to check your photo albums at this point.
After hearing that, I had to hear some other dark stories that the janitors had to deal with.
I worked as a janitor here for years, and I've worked in the underground utility doors. You may not know this, but this place has several hidden apartments for certain higher-ups built into the park, such as one above Cinderella's castle and one near the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. There are also hidden nightclubs for the cast members, one such being Club 22. This is one of the Disney's dark zones, a place where anything goes. The rest of the park is the bright zone, with a few gray zones in between. When it comes to the dark zones such as Club 22, this is where a lot of the dirty things can go on behind Disney's squeaky clean facade. Drugs, drinking, and yes, sex. I've had the most misfortune of cleaning that damn place before cleaning up my share of blood, piss, vomit, used condoms, you name it. If it wasn't like this always, however, when cleaning this, I had to dump it all into a furnace which mingled with the quaint cottage chimney. So keep that in mind, that anytime you go to Disney World, you're breathing in ultra-condensed sin.
After knowing these dark zones, I came across a guy named Hammer. I knew that he had a really disturbing story about a specific dark zone. And I just had to hear it.
I am.
Thanks for having me here.
Now, Now, what do we need to talk about?
So I was talking about some of the dark zones that they have at Disney, and I heard that you had some information on a specific one. Is that right?
Let me give you some backstory. I worked as a construction worker there before. It was normal, but most suspicious thing that ever happened was when I noticed a huge area on my blueprint. It was large, supermarkets worth of cement floors with the designated sign that read, "Do not dig." I asked my superiors about it, and they had nothing. So my other superiors was really in the dark about this, and they would not tell me, as if they seemed like a total waste of space to me. For me, of course. So I went around asking many people. I still got no answers, but I noticed these mascots. They moved weird, as if they were injured, and they fled and vanished somewhere. Whenever I tried to approach them, I decided to sneak my way to that secret area to see what there was. Just as I figured, a huge waste of space. I asked around and just kept hitting dead ends until I was directed to a woman named Ida. She worked there since the beginning of the park's history. I told her to meet me at Patterson's after work so she could tell me, as she had a lot of stories to tell. So, Ida, I've heard you had stories about the Gascots, right?
So what do you want to talk about?
What about that space? I've been told we can't dig there, but it looks like a total waste of space.
It was called Room Zero.
That's Room Zero?
It was a bomb shelter during the Cold War. It was meant to hold the capacity of the entire park and have rations in the event of a nuclear event. As for the gas mask, they thought it would be funnier to have Mickey on the masks, although that obviously didn't work. Still horrified children when it was down there in that dark bomb shelter.
This makes no sense, though. I've been to that place. It's nothing but a cement floor and...
No, you've been on top of it. It happened one day when the park was at full capacity. Someone or something sounded that alarm that day. I was off duty, but I still had to go down there and comply with the rest of the park.
Hey, quit pinching. Hey, settle down. Who's laughing? This isn't funny. Ow, who stepped on my foot?
Is it possible anyone could have gotten out?
No, it's a one-way in, one-way out scenario.
Well, I'm gonna go see if anyone's down there.
I don't think that's a good idea. I think we should stay up here.
They're all still down there with whatever that was. Probably dead now, but Disney just covered it up.
That's all she told me. I know it sounds so I know it sounds far-fetched, but knowing Ida, I know she wouldn't lie to me like that.
That was bad enough, and you may notice that we didn't even bother to censor Ida's name like we did with the others. That's because something horrible happened the next day.
Hello?
Hey, sorry I had to tell you this, but I just got word that Ida died last night from an accident on the fall. I'm here at her house if you want to talk though. I'm really sorry
This
for
is
this.
weird.
But something just seemed very off-putting about this. I had to go and witness the crime scene. I was there looking at the covered dead body. I mean, they say that she just had a heart attack, which, yeah, maybe that's plausible enough since she was pretty old, but not as plausible as what was left behind with her.